beginning with District 1.
Bruce Trout. District 2, Brian Busconnell.
District 3, Dustin Enslow.
District 4, Clyde Barna.
District 5, Lynn Longmire.
District 6, Alec Morrison.
District 7, David Hudson.
District 8, Michael Gunn.
District 9, Wendy Sheridan.
District 10, Brad Redden.
District 11, Diane LeBlanc.
Thank you. Are there any disclosures of interest? Thank you. Comments on the order of the day. The order of the day is adopted. Committee of the Whole recommendations. Councillor Longmire, please.
I move that municipal council delegate its powers of appointment of an assistant returning officer to the municipal clerk as recommended by committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor LeBlanc. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried.
I move that municipal council delegate its authority to make, revise, and amend the tariff of fees and expenses and provide for a method of rendering and verifying accounts for payment pursuant to subsection 4(1)(a) to the municipal clerk as recommended by committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Prout. Discussion.
Can I have an
Councillor
explanation of that, please? Of what it actually means?
Yes, in the past, council would have been presented with a tariff of fees that pertain to the hiring of poll staff, mostly, and we are not hiring poll staff, so all of the expenses are included already in the budget that was approved by council.
Thank you very much.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried.
I move that municipal council set Saturday, October 12th, 2024 as the first advance poll day in accordance with the Nova Scotia Municipal Elections Act as recommended by committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Sheridan. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried.
I move that municipal council set the electronic polling days commencing Monday, October 7th, 2024 at 7 a.m. and terminating on Saturday, October 19th, 2024 at 7 p.m. as recommended by committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Hudson. Discussion, please. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Carried.
I move that municipal council set Friday, August 23rd, 2024 at 4 p.m. as the closing date for revisions to the preliminary list of electors as recommended by committee of the whole.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor LeBlanc. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried. We move now to new business, amending agreement of the Interim Valley Waste and Kings Transit, IMSA. Can you do that, Deputy Warden?
Yes, absolutely. I move that Municipal Council authorize the execution of an amending agreement to the 2021 Valley Regional Waste Resource Management Authority and Kings Transit Authority intermunicipal service agreement as outlined on July 4th.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Longmire. Deputy Warden, do you wish to explain and touch?
Segue into this. So our initial agreement was signed approximately 2.5 years ago, commenced on July 12th when we hired a general manager under the IMSA, Dwight Wynot, and would run for a 2-year term. The contract had a provision that it came to a hard stop 2 years later, which is July 12th in 3 days' time. Although much of the work is done, most of the decisions have not been made from the IMSA. So when I say work, is the work being provided for us to make decisions. But the IMSA has not made decisions on its sort of go-forward mandate of providing a framework for a future intermunicipal service agreement governing Valley Waste and King's Transit. And so we are here today to extend this agreement for 1 year at no cost. As I said, most of the work is done. And that's where we sit.
Thank you. Sir, there are no financial implications.
No financial implications.
Thank you. Discussion, Councilor Ansel, please.
Thank you. So, if I recall from a previous conversation, that the reason there's no cost is one, like you said, certain things have already been done. But the two people that are doing stuff or will continue to do stuff, one's being paid by King's Transit and one's being paid by Valley Waste, right?
Yes, they have some further work to do as far as the governance of King's Transit and Valley Waste as separate entities go,
Yeah.
but nothing for the IMSA overarching board.
So the rest is just for the board to do, that's why there's no
Yes.
cost, okay. And the other thing I had is, I expressed this before, is it is now the, whatever date today is, the 9th, and this is the 12th. And we knew this for 2.5 years. I'm kind of annoyed that it's a last minute conversation. We probably should have had this information or to make this decision back in June. I just want to express my displeasure that the fact that we had to have a special council meeting to discuss this because it was such a quick turnaround.
Thank
That's
you.
all. Thanks.
Councilor Long, did you have your hand up or did I write down? Okay, Councilor Longmire.
Thank you. So I guess I would ask, do we know how long this extension will be?
12 months.
So it's 12 months. And so, as well with the no cost to us as a county, do we have that in writing from them?
That it's for 12 months?
That it's for 12 months and there's no cost?
Well, we have it in writing that it's for 12 months, but it's just, there isn't.
Okay, all right, I'll accept that.
However, because we're doing it for 12 months, we don't know where we'll be in 11 months.
Exactly. And so I guess I would just as well comment on Councillor Enslow. It is, July 12th is just days away, and it's rather a short period of time to make that decision. If there were other questions that might be raised that needed to be answered, but stop there. Thanks.
In fairness, there was an earlier opportunity, but it was only last week, and we wanted to do it
Yes.
now.
Yes, thank you.
Councilor Sheridan, please.
So at the end of this 12-month period, we will have, or on or before the 12 months, we will have some kind of report that we can make a decision in regards to going with back as a partner? Is that what I understand? With,
If you wish, Mr. Chairman. So this is strictly for the IMSA board. Previously, there was a board for Valley Waste, there was a board for King's Transit. And obviously, the councils at the time thought, would it be more efficient to have one board for the whole operation and one CEO? I think there was one originally, and then people left positions, and now we don't have a CEO, really. We have two different staff operating the two different entities. So this discussion really is about, is there going to be a continuation of the IMSA?
okay.
And so if the IMSA board continues, that's what this discussion is about. After that, if they can't come to a conclusion, or the parties or the municipalities don't agree, then they'll just have to go back to two separate boards again.
Okay, thank you.
If I could elaborate slightly, there is still kind of the CAO person at the IMSA level, but his pay is mostly through King's Transit. It's not quite as cut and dry and pretty as we'd like it to be, but technically the general manager of Valley Waste still reports to him at King's Transit.
It's a confusing
Teacher in
situation.
Francis might say what you've said is to indicate that in some instances it's as clear as mud.
Yes,
It's very
mud would be
confusing.
preferable.
Further discussion?
Right here.
Councillor Gunn?
Thank you so much. So I'm just trying to understand this. So this is just an extenuation for a year on saying if this is going to work, this IMSA will work, is going to work. It's going to cost us no money, except for I don't really believe that because there's always a cost somewhere. The other thing is, even if it's just for travel, it's going to cost us something. But what makes me nervous about going down this road and this continuation is we've just signed or agreed that we're going to go back with Valley Waste.
No.
We didn't?
No.
That's not what we agreed.
Next Tuesday.
Can you explain to me what we just agreed with?
We had a discussion, and that item will be on the agenda for the next council meeting.
Oh, for the next council.
Yeah,
But we had, okay. We will announce it, I understand. But what I'm afraid of.
Excuse me, I don't want the public to become confused. There is nothing to be announced.
Oh, I
There
guess
is something to be considered.
That's right. That's right, I agree. So we'll consider that next week. So, but what I'm afraid of is if we go along with one, that this will lead us into this IMSA, whether we want to be there in another year's time or not. I hear you, but I feel different, and I'm allowed that thought. So, as far as it all goes, I'm really nervous if it's just not going to cost us anything, supposedly, for a year, then go with it and let them take their time and see if they can come up with something for our for the transit but I do really query why it's needed. Anyway, I'm just going to be quiet now and I'm just going to listen to some more.
Thank you. Further discussion? Councillor Barton?
This seems to get grayer all the time. We had a 2-year window to go through this to get the IMSA in place and all that. That didn't come to any resolving factor. Now that want an extension for another year, are they going to accomplish anything more than they did in the 2 previous years? Joining the 2 boards together, like especially where King's Transit has Digby attached to it, there's not equal representations, amalgamating these entities. And it just seems to me what I'm hearing, or what I've heard, is the difficulties in joining these 2 together. To continue this board, they should have an agenda, I guess, to really hash out what this actually means, and it may have been just a fool's trial to try to amalgamate these things, and in reality, it doesn't work, and it should be 2 boards, It's 2 separate, completely different organizations. There's no commonalities other than the users, and except for, in that respect, that one of the users isn't even on the other end of things. So I have my concerns about whether it should go forward or not. If it was explained to me that there was some good or some incomplete business that the board has to do, that they ran out of time before they're doing it, to decide the better route to go, whether it's singly or in separate routes, that's one thing. But if it's just with no explanation as why we are continuing that IMSA, what the purpose is, I have concerns related to that. So I'm not really warm and fuzzy about jumping in bed with that organization at this point.
Thank you. Further discussion? All those, sorry, Councillor Connell.
I sat in on the meeting the other night, and I thought it was pretty simple. We probably could have dealt with it at that level for what they were asking. But I still have the concerns they haven't met our requests. And that was 2 options. Alls I hear is dictatorship. I hear, we want to put a new bus garage in Berwick. We're going to put the bus line, one bus from Berwick to Sunnyvale. That's dictated to me. They've never come and asked us what we want to do with our buses, which I'm assuming they take ownership of. You know, there's lots of questions to be answered. I'm gonna vote for it because I wanna see him get through it. I understand why it's taking longer, because it didn't get going. It took forever for him to find somebody to even take it on. Maybe that should have been an indicator right there that maybe we should have quit right then, but we didn't. We trying to fulfill the mandate we asked for it to go, so. To get it done and get it over with, I just wish again that when people outside municipalities ask us to be part of, that they would ask us part of, not leave us out.
Thank you. Deputy Warden?
Yeah, no, it's been, there's been some frustration here. I find that sitting on the board. I brought up to them, I think initially in January or February, and again, quite bluntly, 2.5 months ago, that this agreement was expiring. I don't think they were quite used to contracts just dropping dead like this. I mean, as we're all familiar, many of the contracts we had around here had dates on them that ended in 2008 or 2012 or whatnot, and we just got around to re-reviewing them recently. I don't know why in particular I'm saying that, except that this is a little different than other contracts that we've dealt with here. As far as the hard drop dead date goes in it. There's been a number of catches along the way that have slowed progress. We still have the IMSA had a mandate to build a governance structure and to overhaul the costing models and accounting of the two organizations that are underneath it. We've made good progress on those, but not quite to the point of decision yet. As I think we're all familiar with, these things can take a lot of time. We want to have a lot of time to sit and think, because it's much harder to change things once you have some momentum.
Thank you. Councilman Lombard.
Thank you, and I would like to thank the Deputy Warden for, being part of this entire process with the board. I know it was frustrating. We know that they were months and months and months in trying to get off the ground and getting started, so therefore the delays, of course, have landed us as well here. And the reports that we have received, I'm sure that there is an enormous amount of work that has been achieved, and so it would be short-sighted now if there are no costs, involved for us, that we do continue to move along with the process to see it to its end in hopes that it benefits the county. Thank you.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Opposed? Unanimously adopted. Thank you. Any further business? Meeting is adjourned.
At least it's our case in my life, but like, I move forward.